Lastly, as I finalize on this issue, so that you really understand why I'm so pissed, so that you Kenyans, Wakenya wenzangu, muelewe kwa nini nimeudhika, muelewe kwa nini hii story mimi inaniuma, and why I'm making videos about it is because mazena make this video kama niko very pissed off. I'm very mad when I'm making these videos because I am like, we were leading, we were the OGs of East Africa, we were the bosses of East Africa. Kenya was known to the whole of the world that we were leading in everything. We were leading in technology. We were leading in the financial sector. We were leading in tourism. We were leading in infrastructure. We were leading in good governance. How did we allow ourselves to get to a position whereby we put madmen in positions of power? Tunaweka wenda wazimu watuongoze. And now we are at a point whereby majirani wetu Tanzania wanaanza kujichocha. Wa Tanzania ni watu walikuwa sisi wa Kenya wafai kutuongelesha. Mtanzania ni mtu alikuwa anafaa kuwa akisikia Mkenya akiongea Mtanzania ananyamaza. That is how we were supposed to be. We were supposed to be the warriors of East Africa. Mimi sijawahi kuwa mahali nasikia ati Mkenya anasikia Mtanzania akiongea anababaika. How did that ever get to this point? Sisi wa Kenya tumegrow tukijua TZ ni nchi yenye sisi wa Kenya tukiongea Mtanzania ananyamaza anaenda anajificha kwa kona huko. We were always better than them in everything. We were beating Tanzania in everything. Kama wewe ni Mkenya unajua hivyo. We were always better than them. And it is an embarrassment that we have allowed someone like President Uhuru Kenyatta, President Ruto, to get to a point whereby Tanzania is on a better SGR system than us. Look at this thing, so that you really understand how this thing is so messed up. Kwa wewe mwenye uelewi kwa nini mimi naudhika, kwa nini mimi nakasirika, kwa nini na post hizi video za Tanzania. Si post video za Tanzania juu mimi napenda Tanzania, about Tanzania. I don't really care about Tanzania in any way possible. Mimi am a Kenyan patriot and I love my country in every way possible. I am an East African, I'm an African, Pan-Africanist. But before I talk about Africa, I must talk about Kenya first. I must talk about Kenya first and I must love Kenya first, fully. And that is why these videos that I'm making zinaniudhi sana. And I'm making these videos ili wewe Mkenya nikufungue macho. Nikuonesha kwamba wakati William Ruto anatembea kwa mitaa akiongea upuzi mingi, akikuja kusema mambo ya kutenga na kutunga na nonsense, ujue kwamba Uhuru Kenyatta na Ruto were the biggest mistakes tulifanya kama Kenya. Because they took money, they stole our money, they stole our future, and we are suffering now. Look at this. Acha nikuelezea hii kitu. Angalia, hii ni SGR network ya Tanzania. Once it is completed, this is what is going to be. Wameanzia Lake Victoria. Hii ni Lake Victoria yenye iko towards this corner here. Sawa? And then this other side is Lake Tanganyika. So these people wanataka to make sure that they have connected themselves to everything. They have connected themselves to everything. That they can start from the Indian Ocean. This end here is Indian Ocean. Sorry, not Lake Victoria. This is Indian Ocean. That they can start from the port of Indian Ocean here. Kwa hii mwisho. Let me zoom in so that I can be able to point better. This is the Indian Ocean right here. So these guys have made it sure that they can start from the Indian Ocean. This is a network. The network connects to Kenya. The network connects all the way to Lake Victoria. Sawa. And then after Lake Victoria, they can go to Lake Tanganyika. So that is to mean that SGR network yao itakuwa inaweza kuwa connect from coast to all these two lakes, whereby they can connect to Rwanda, they can connect to Burundi, and they can connect to Congo. So hiyo ni kumaanisha SGR network yao itakuwa inawawezesha wa Rwanda, wa Burundi na wa Congo na wa Uganda pia wanaweza tegemea SGR ya Uganda, kwa sababu wanajua mizigo ikitoka kwa coast, port yao ya coast inaweza kuja na SGR ingie Rwanda, ingie Burundi na ingie Rwanda na Congo very easily. So these people in one shot wameweza kutake over 4 countries that were depending on us Kenyans. Because once Tanzania is able to open the gateway from Congo, Rwanda, Burundi and Uganda, those 4 countries wao connect na Indian Ocean, utastuka sana ukipata sisi hata those countries don't even need us anymore. Because now for them it will be easier to just use the Tanzanian pathway. This is why I'm mad. This right here is why I'm angry. Let me show you the next thing why. Look at this. This is the next thing why I'm angry. This one explains it better. The SGR will link Tanzania from the port of Dar es Salaam on the Indian Ocean, what I was telling you, to the port of Mwanza on the shores of Lake Victoria in the north of Tanzania. From there to their neighboring countries, Rwanda, Burundi and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Umeniget? So that is to mean when the SGR imetoka Dar es Salaam imekuja mpaka Mwanza wanakuja kwa shores of Lake Victoria. So that is to mean wakiwa kwa shores of Lake Victoria they have direct access to Uganda through Lake Victoria. So anything that is happening in Uganda and they need to connect through Tanzania, they just use, Ugandans will just use Lake Victoria, they get to Tanzania, and then they have access to the roads and their rail network. And then now, Tanzania will now have access to Rwanda, Burundi, and Democratic Republic of Congo. Those are 4 countries zenye watakuwa wametunyang'anya, zenye we trade with. We get money from them using our routes for transportation, from their crude oil to every other equipment they pass through the roads. And now this is the worst part. Look at this. When this road is complete, when this rail network is complete, the SGR network itakuwa completed, itakuwa more than 2,000 kilometers. It's going to be more than 2,000 kilometers. Look at this. Look at this. The Tanzanian linked 2.2 billion deal with China contractors, blah 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 blah. This is the part I want you to even leave alone even the part of the money. This is the part I want you to read. That once that rail network is complete, it's going to be 2,102 kilometers. Sawa, umenipata? Now I want you to see the rail network is going to be 2,102 kilometers. Remember, it is electric and it has connected them to 4 countries. Now look at ours, which is shorter and costed more money. Sawa, theirs for the 2,102 kilometers of SGR, it will cost them 1.2 trillion Kenya shillings. For 2,102 kilometers, 1.24 trillion Kenya shillings. Remember, it's electric. Remember, it's longer. Remember, it even looks better. And remember, it has connected them to 4 countries. So it's only 4 headshots. It's longer, it's electric, and it's connected them more to more countries. So it's more strategic. Look at ours. Now look at this. Look at this. Angalia yetu. The China built SGR from Mombasa to Naivasha was constructed at a total cost of 628 billion. That is almost half. Okay, that is almost half, or no, not in fact, it's more than half of what Tanzanians used for maybe even a quarter of what Tanzanians got. Because wao wamepata 2,102 kilometers for 1.24 trillion. Sisi for 628 billion, train yetu imeishia nowhere. Imeishia Naivasha, place fulani in nowhere, middle of nowhere. No strategic point, no connection to any country. Na yetu ime cost half the money they will use for 2,000 kilometers. Yet yetu, the distance from Mombasa to Naivasha, I think it's maybe 8,000 kilometers if it's too long. No, 800. It's maybe 800 kilometers if it is long. Now imagine, for 800 kilometers, we have used 628 billion for a train network to nowhere. When our neighbors Tanzania wametumia 1.24 trillion for a train network connecting them to 4 countries: Rwanda, Burundi, Congo, and Uganda. It is electric, it is longer, it is better, it is more strategic. Now you tell me, why don't you hate Uhuru Kenyatta? Why don't you hate William Ruto? Why don't you hate a man who is trying to steal your future? Because when these people take this money and create for us a system of diesel network trains that are shitty, that look like crap, that are slow, that are strategic, that are ending in the middle of nowhere, when our neighbors are creating a rail network of 2,102 kilometers for 2 times the money they have. Yani sisi tunapata 800 for diesel train that is them for 1.24 trillion. They are getting an electric train that is longer, better strategic, better designed. And then uniambia wewe ukiona Uhuru Kenyatta ukasiriki. Uniambia wewe ukiona William Ruto bado unataka kusema unataka kumshangilia. Who is mad? Nani mwenda wazimu katikati ya mimi na wewe? And then now you understand why I am mad. This is why I'm angry. Because the Tanzanians are beating us in every sector. And that is why unapata kwa comment section hapo nikipost video, they have wako na courage ya kuja kuongea mbaya. Kwa sababu wanajua wewe Mkenya uko tu hapo, kazi yako ni kushangilia na kutenga na kusema mtu wetu. Na mtu akikuja kwa rally unapewa 500 unaenda kumshangilia. When this is the damage they are doing to us. This is the damage they are doing to our country.